and welcome to EVOKE.ie and Laura's Beauty News with me, Andrea Kassan, and of course, Laura Birmingham.
Hi, Andrea.
Happy New Year, everyone. We've probably settled into 2018 by now. We have made some resolutions, broken some resolutions probably at this point, but Laura is here to give us some top tips on the beauty side.
Yes, so we're going to do a spring clean of all of our beauty. It's not just always about one thing. People think, oh no, brushes or sponges. It's not, it's about everything. So what we're going to start it with is kind of what you should ditch. So more often than not, things that, if something smells bad, for sure ditch it. But if things are broken or cracked, or palettes that maybe have plastic lids and they're cracked, and so air is getting in, bacteria is getting in, they're really not going to do you any favours. So you should get rid of them.
And how do you know when it's time to get rid? So other than seeing something like that that's completely cracked.
Yeah. Now this is just one end of this palette, but you probably still use that for another while if you cleaned it up. But if it does look like this, do clean it up, but try and protect your makeup from actually shattering. But if you have, say, all of these pans, these 6 pans, say 4 of those were now empty because you've used them all.
Okay, that's old. Been there for a while.
Yeah, that's an old palette. So just kind of get rid of it and get something.
And you were mentioning to me before about when powders start to look a little bit scaly or something.
Yes.
Can you explain that to me?
So say you have a bronzer or a pressed powder or a blush, and it can happen even with eyeshadows as well, the ones you use the most often. Say it has like a scaly top on it. Now you're going to get no colour payoff from that when you put a brush to it, because it's actually hard, it's like a hard shell on top of it. And the reason it happens is that because you're using it so often, but maybe you're not cleaning your brushes, when you put it onto your face, you go back to the palette, you put a bit more on, you're transferring either moisturiser that it hasn't absorbed into your skin or your own skin oil into the actual powder, and just creates this hard shell, which is not very pleasant if you think it's right. But what you shouldn't do is go at it with something hard, like a spoon or a knife or something, because it will just shatter the whole pan. All you need to do is get a piece of tape, so sellotape, wrap it around your fingers so the sticky bit's on the outside, and then literally just keep pressing over the scaly part. It will literally take it off, until I'm beyond the tape, but then try and remember to clean your brushes.
And it just shows that you can't just take care of one thing. If you're transferring from brush to palette, everything needs to be cleaned together.
And you need to have clean tools as well as clean products, because you're putting these things on your face. I mean, if you have any kind of problem with skin, like spots or breaks out, you don't want to be adding old oil and old makeup to your clean skin. So that just cuts that right down.
Great.
And what I will say before we finish this, if people are concerned about how long a product lasts, you'll see this symbol on every beauty product. This is the open cap symbol. The EU make people put this on. So it gives you a lifespan, a real kind of idea as how long this thing will last. Now here we have, it says 12 and the M stands for months. On products that are more liquid, so like mascara, like concealer, like foundation, you might see 3. You might see 6, so it's less. It literally is activated from the time you open the product, not from the time you're in the store buying it. So if it's in a drawer for a month, that's okay. Once you open it, then your 3 months starts. But it can go up. For powder products, you'll get like 12, 18, 24, because there's no moisture in them, there's no oils. So, they just last longer.
And
so that
obviously
is,
store it well to make the most out of them.
Store it well, we'll be talking about that now in a second.
Great.
So this is old products, and we're ditching the bad and in with the new. So you have a lot of products, and certainly a lot of palettes now that have a lot of creams in them. So this is a concealer and a corrector concealer palette. Very big, but you need to keep it clean. Now this applies for all palettes. So, and even like small compacts that you might have, throw in your bag and you just forget about. So basically what I have here are a pack of, these are antibacterial surface wipes, They're from Lidl, there's 80 in here, there's only 189.
And would they be the same ones that you'd use in a kitchen or a bathroom, or are they different?
No, they're different.
How are they different?
These are food safe. So they're going to be okay to use around your makeup palettes, but they're non-bleach. So if it says, if it says, kitchen wipes, bathroom wipes, any other kind of wipes, steer clear of them, because these things are, for your makeup, and they couldn't be in your face.
Stringent.
They're too stringent. But as I said, these are so inexpensive, like less than €2 for 80 of them. I think it's a pack of 40 for less than €1. So you really have no excuses. So basically what you're going to use these for is a couple of things. If you're going to tackle all of your makeup, get a pack, and then you just start cleaning.
That sounds like a good Sunday evening job, just sitting down, beating the fear on a Sunday evening, just
it's not
getting
something,
zen.
Yeah, and it's not something you'd have to do very often, do you know what I mean? But they remove 99.9% of bacteria. And I mean, there are sprays you can buy, this makeup sprays that you can spray, and you can actually spray it over the product.
I was going to ask, if you're spraying something, would it not damage the product as well?
If there's the specific ones for makeup, and there's very few of them, no. But that's because that's the way they're made. But this is going to be just simpler.
Because you can see already it's bringing off quite a lot of
products. And it's taken a lot. And you're not going to go into the pans, obviously, but you can go between if you're careful. And just try and keep things clean. I mean, that could do with a good clean. It's not even that bad. Do you know what I mean?
I think we all might have worse
exactly
in our makeup.
So, and clean the outsides, clean the insides. So these are a really simple thing. And when you have your makeup clean and you've put the effort in, don't put it back into a dirty bag. So I've got 3 cosmetic bags here, and this is how you clean them. This one is it's fabric and would not go through the washing machine.
Yeah,
it has a cardboard in here, really pretty little bag. This you could use just a sponge and a tiny bit of baby shampoo, and then just let it dry, let it air dry somewhere beside a radiator, but you don't want to damage the insides of what's in this, and a lot of the fabric ones have cardboard in them.
This I didn't realise it was cardboard that was
cardboard,
holding
you see, it makes it stiff.
Yeah.
So, and they're not designed to be washed.
Yeah.
On the other hand, cloth bags, now this could do with a wash, it's just picked up fluff, but you can put them in a machine. You can put them in at 30 or 40 degrees.
That's great, it just makes it easier, just chuck it in with everything else.
Absolutely.
Or you could pop it in a little pillowcase if you wanted to take extra care, if you had some glitter or something on the outside.
And if it does have something like glitter, or it's, it's monogrammed or something, maybe do it at a 30 degree with a biological tablet, and that'll just clean it completely. If your bag is plastic, which we have here, plastic on the outside, plastic on the inside, you go back to the wipes. You clean the whole of the outside.
Great, they do everything.
Well, do you know something? You could have, more expensive makeup cleansers and stuff, but when something kind of just does the job and it's that cheap, why would you buy something else? Yeah. And if you have a lot to clean as well.
Saving money for the new year as well. Laura, you are all over this.
I should be an economist. Anyway, so that's our kind of kit nearly done. From that, we're going to move on to brushes and sponges. Sponges, essentially, if you're using them, like say, this sponge here, you can see the foundation on top of that. If you're using them kind of daily, or even if you only put makeup on once a week, and you're using liquid foundation into a sponge, just wash it. I know because that seems like high maintenance. It's not really. If you do it every time you wash it, you're only taking it a tiny amount.
It's just habit. How would you dry it afterwards? So you'd wash it under warm water with
until it runs clear,
baby shampoo,
and then just kind of squeeze it a bit. But then you can even just use, say, a bit of kitchen towel, take off the excess wet, and then you just let it kind of dry. I know if you buy the beauty blender, the actual case that comes with the beauty blender, don't throw that out, because you can turn it upside down and hold it to dry it.
Again, all these tips that I did not know. I've thrown those in the bin more times than I can care to remember.
I know, and people do, and I think that's why they made it that way, so it would actually act as a natural dryer.
Because it has a funny little shape to those beauty blender packages as well.
Absolutely. So from makeup sponges, the most important thing to be cleaning all the time is brushes. So what we have here is the Style Pro, and this is what it looks like. It has little holders, and it fits to all of your different brushes.
Right, so you pop the top of your brush into one of these holders.
Yeah, okay. And then you have the actually brush cleaning liquid. Okay, and you pour that into this goldfish bowl, and then you just hit the little mechanical top part of this device here, and it spins the brush. Now
you can see it coming out already. You can see the foundation or whatever product it is that you're using.
Yeah, no, this is not an overly dirty brush. Normally the liquid will go the colour of tea. Okay, and there has been some horrible stories online of people who actually drank the tea.
Don't drink the tea.
Thinking it was the tea.
Don't drink the tea. It's not a fancy cup.
No, it's not a cup. So basically, when you've done that, you literally turn it back on again, but as the brush is standing outside of the water, and what that is doing is actually drying it.
It spins really fast, so it's
great.
It's going to get
fast,
really
and just keep
dry.
my hand on it, so it doesn't bounce around. But it's a really, really good device, and so easy to use, and especially
that's almost 100% dry.
Yeah, no.
It makes it so much easier.
And brushes take so long to dry, so particularly the heavier ones with the thicker heads. So for someone who's really into kind of like, using contouring and foundation and stuff like that, it's a pretty good kit to have, particularly because it's just so easy. It's actually a bit of fun to use, but it's €70, but it really effectively cleans them.
And when you dry it, I imagine it gets the moisture out very fast, so you don't have it sitting there that could damage the glue or whatever it is that's holding the
so you won't have all this shed of brush fibres every time you go to use it.
And there's nothing worse than when you're applying your makeup, but you still end up picking little brush fibres.
Whiskers.
Yeah. Is this on my face or is this from the brush?
Yeah,
no good.
So now that's €70. You can get that in pharmacies around the country, and on stylepro.ie, I'm really sure. But the alternative to that is to just use a regular brush cleansing liquid. And you have a little brush there and a glass, and it's as simple as putting in the brush. Now, if someone who only uses, say you put your foundation on with your fingers, and your brushes are really for bronzer and blush and stuff like that, a little bit of this liquid is just so simple and it's so easy.
You can see it already getting...
and it's gone from blue to gruesome kind of.
Again, so not tea, so no.
Not tea.
And not mouthwash.
No. So when you do that, then you would literally hold it under running water downwards until the brush, all the liquid runs clear, and then you just pat it dry, and then Bob's your uncle, your brush is clean. So simple.
Would you leave them on a radiator or something to dry
You
then?
could, yeah, just put a little bit of kitchen
Would that
towel
damage
beside.
the glue if you have them on for too long?
It shouldn't do. No, I mean, you're holding the bristles down, so the water should be running down into them that way and not actually hitting up where the glue is. So that's quite simple and inexpensive. And our last point is storage. If you have perfume does not like heat, does not like light. Do not leave it beside a radiator, do not leave it on a windowsill. You will literally alter the formulation of it.
So it looks pretty on your windowsill, but it won't smell so nice. So get an empty bottle. Maybe use an empty one if you want to afterwards, if you want to have the pretty bottle sitting there.
Exactly, leave it there then, but while you're actually using it, have it not in direct sunlight or not near a source of heat. It should ideally be in a bigger room than, certainly not in the bathroom. So somewhere where there's a bit of ventilation. But the same goes for this. I brought in Clarisonic, but a lot of people are using sonic brushes now. Sonic brushes you use on your face, takes off dead skin cells, takes off.
And the body versions as well, with a
body
different
versions.
head on the same.
Yeah, and there
device.
are some for feet, strangely. But anyway, when you've used it, they all have these lids that have holes in them.
Okay, and that's just not cute little packaging.
No.
It's there for a reason.
They're there for a reason. So when you
As
put
I'm learning.
so when you've rinsed it dry, you've done your face, because most people keep them in the shower, and it's the easiest way to use them. And then you pop the lid back on, and if you have a shower tray like this, do not do this with it, okay? Because basically none of the water will get out of the bristles and it'll smell bad very quickly.
And it might damage the device as well if it's sitting.
Yeah, now they are waterproof, but if you have a rack like that, try and hang it over the edge so that the head of the Clarisonic is sitting there, so that any water that's still there will run out of these holes, and your Clarisonic bristles will stay intact for much longer. But there is literally nothing worse than one of these going bad and smelling bad, because it is your dead skin cells. It's, you know, maybe all makeup, oil and stuff, but they're quite expensive heads to buy, to replace.
So just take a little bit of care.
Just take a little bit of care, have it hanging so that even when you're gone to work, the water, if there is any, is still dripping off.
It's draining through.
It's draining off.
Forget feng shui, I need Laura to come over to my house and my bathroom and sort everything out.
I'll just set up a cleaning agency, go around clean everything.
Please leave a comment below if you'd like Laura to come to your house. Thank you very much for tuning in. We hope to see you soon. Laura, thank you.
Thanks, Andrea.
See you then.